Hello, my name is Erin. I'm just recording a quick video. I just finished recording all of my online assignments for my students. That's new. Um, and I just wanted to do kind of an update and some encouragement for those of you who are going through something similar to myself and my friends. A lot of my friends are opera singers, and we're freelancing and we're teaching and things like that. A lot of them are performing, but overall, um, COVID 19 basically uprooted a lot of people's lives and just made it difficult to deal with some things that we've been um, experiencing. So I think the best thing to do is make sure you stay connected to your friends. My friends have been absolutely amazing the last few weeks. We definitely miss hanging out with each other, but the funny thing is that we typically hang out um, in rehearsal backstage between scenes. So it's really good to be able to talk to them as just friends versus, you know, all of the craziness. Um, I'm taking this time as good time to plan. Um, a lot of my friends know that I was starting the I Colori dell'Opera, and I'm still doing that. It's just that everything that I had planned for the spring and the summer is canceled. And I was, hoping to fundraise and get that started. And so I'm disappointed that I have to put it off, but it's for the safety of myself, my friends, and the potential students and the connections that we were going to be making. And I know there'll be time for that in the future. Everybody would just stay home, like literally stay home, unless you need to work or you're considered an essential employee, in which case my prayers are with you, and I hope your companies are doing what they need to do to keep you safe. The other thing that I would suggest, if you're into journaling or you're into something creative, or even if you're not, if you've never done it before, I would say get your feelings out somehow. Talk to a friend, talk to a family member, or write it down. If you feel like nobody will understand you, write it down. But I can guarantee you, if you're feeling a certain way right now, or you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling anxious about the future, you're not by yourself. You're not alone at all. Um, there, and I can't say everybody knows all of the things that are going on, but there's somebody that understands. I definitely understand. I'm not clinically depressed or have not been diagnosed with anxiety, but I think everybody is going to have some sort of effect with this um, with this right now. It's difficult. It really is. So try to stay connected. I would limit time on social media. Maybe set yourself a window. Um, when you see something on social media, make sure you research it and get the facts. I would suggest following the CDC and the World Health Organization so that you have the most up to date facts. They don't have quacks working for them, they have the world's top doctors working for them and researching, trying to find out a vaccine, a cure, some way to slow this down. And so far, those doctors are saying the best way that we can protect ourselves is to social distance. So I said social distance and then put my hands together. That was the opposite. Social distance, like talk from afar. Anyway, um, I know I just told everybody that I recorded my lessons for my students. Yes, I did it with this wig that I just styled. I had it, and it was supposed to be a Rurouni Kenshin wig. I was going to try to style it, but it turns out I'm not good at that, and I'm okay with that. So I cut it. I got some bangs. The bangs are like down to here at first, but I cut it short, and then I did these little things because you're supposed to have them or something. I don't know. I don't. My hair is not. This is not my hair type. I mean, nobody's hair type is this. This is definitely plastic. Um, but, anyway, if you need to reach out because you just need to vent, I'm just, yeah, just do that. Find your friend. figure out who that friend is. The other thing I want to mention is people have been snapping at each other online, and I personally think that that's a result of high tension, stress, and really you can't decipher the tone of a message online. It's really hard. It's not, somebody could literally be saying, "Well, this is my opinion, and I'm just gonna type it, and this is how I feel about it," and see how straight faced that is. It's very matter of fact. This is like, that's not right. Whereas if you're feeling attacked, you might take it as like, yeah, you not get, and that's you don't know that's how people mean it unless you know that person very well when they're stressed. So I would just say be kind online. I'm trying to dedicate my time to adding as many happy animals and babies as possible. But when I see faulty information, I try to share on my personal social media the correct information. Or if I don't know it, I'll say this is wrong. Stay tuned for an update. I'm going to update it with the proper information in the comments, and then I'll update it in that. So please be careful of pretty-ish day outside. Just be careful of sharing incorrect information. I know a lot of things on social media is anecdotal, which means it's what one person typically may have witnessed. And even if that's a credible source, there's always something that is behind what happened. There's always three versions: the one that somebody believes, the one person believes, the other person's version, and then there's the truth. So there's always something that is behind that. So um, please be kind to each other. This is a really difficult time. And if you have children that are doing online learning, be patient. Reach out to the teachers. Be patient with the teachers and the administrators. The administrations, these districts have basically developed curriculum quickly or adapted their curriculum to online learning format, whereas this is absolutely meant to be a face-to-face thing. Teachers are basically being told this is what you need to do, and when we ask why are we doing it that way, admin are like, because we were told to tell you to do it that way. Can you just do it? But there are some good questions and some wrong questions. Like I tell my students that there are good questions and there are bad questions, and it depends on the subject. For something like this, a good question would be something that starts with how. Okay, example of a good question with how is, how can I format my lessons to online? How can I make something that is supposed to be face to face, such as music or Spanish language, foreign languages? They're supposed to be face to face. You're supposed to have conversations, but we are socially distanced. So the question should be, how can I make sure that my students are still getting basic things that they need in a time of social distancing? What am I getting rid of? What am I adapting? How do I do that? Okay, and that's what your district should be trying to develop for you. Okay, example of a bad how is, how am I supposed to do all that? Wow, with what resources? My darling, even in districts that have the resources, this is hard. So at this point, we have to adapt. Okay, so if somebody walked up to you and asked a question in the way that you do it, that you did it, would they get offended? Would it come off where they need to defend themselves, or would it come off where they need to find information to help you? So that's all I'm asking you to consider, and that's actually good advice. I'm outside. I'm allergic to outside. I don't know why I'm out here. Yes, I do. It's pretty. Just be kind. Be patient. The other thing that I'm going to say to both teachers, parents, and administrators is, if you have not set some work times, and actually this works in a lot of different places too. If you haven't set your work time, your work hours, you need to do that. Since you're working from home, it could seem like you're never leaving work. And I know a lot of people say this, but as somebody who is starting a business and has worked with businesses where we work remotely together, you have to set some office hours. Okay, you have, for teachers, we have our office hours that we actually open for kids, and we're just like, okay, good. Yeah, there's that. But then there's also the time that you're doing the planning. For example, this entire morning I spent writing a script for my students' videos that I'm posting in our learning management system. And I have to remember that it's time for lunch. Like, I'm supposed to be at lunch in 1 minute. So I'm gonna cut this video a lot shorter than my last two, and these will probably all be uploaded at the same time because I've been checking out. But no more, no more of that. You know, whatever. Um, but I set my time. My school day is from 8:20 to 4:20, and that's in that time is when I'm supposed to do my work. Now I woke up today; it was 9 o'clock, so I'm gonna probably still cut it off at 4:20 and do better tomorrow. Is what I'm gonna do, because it's a lot to try to work on one thing, and I know I empathize with those teachers that have more than one prep. I have 3 different classes to make videos for, and I had to figure out how I was going to split it up. I had another brilliant friend share her video with our friends yesterday that she worked on, and it took her. She said she worked on it all day. So I think that is all I have to say. Be kind, set your office hours, be patient. Um, on a separate note, definitely get outside. It's it's good to get outside, like even if you just walk out on your balcony and breathe in some fresh air for a little bit, like I'm doing right now. Um, I think it's a bad idea to stay indoors and then that day it rains. You know, most people are really down when it's raining or really depressed when it's raining. I'm not. I love rain. I love rainy days. I used to go shopping in the rainy days, not shopping like grocery shopping because nobody wanted to be out, but get outside when you can. You know, breathe in fresh air. You need sunlight to survive. We're basically plants with feelings. That is not scientific. Um, I think that's it. So be safe, my friends.